Respected leaders on stage from the institution, Professor Balraman sir and my co-panelists, faculty of the college, and most importantly, my dear young students, it gives me great happiness to be in front of you. Always I am excited when I speak to youngsters because I can easily cut half my age despite the color of my hair. It always makes me energetic when I am in front of students. I have been on a mission to connect with 100,000 youth, and this journey takes me to this great illustrious institution today. Why am I meeting youth? What am I trying to do in technology? In about 20 to 25 minutes, I will take you through that. Here I am in this land, which is a very famous city, one of the 5 capitals of the illustrious Chola kingdom. I am really privileged to see that there has been a visit by Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi. It was a privilege for us to stand near the tree and take a photograph. And also on a personal side, some 77 years ago, it was in this city my father got his bachelor's from the illustrious St. Joseph's College. So multiple things connect me to Thiruchi. I am delighted. I am so thankful to the kind courtesies that have been extended to us today. Now, this whole program is conducted in an open air theatre, auditorium. I was just thinking of a concealed AC hall, which is typical everywhere. But this open air auditorium brings to my mind 2 things. There is freshness all around. There is no circling or recycling of the same air condition. It's a fresh air that is coming. If I just knock off the R in the open air, it becomes open AI, not the Sam Altman variety, open AI, be open to AI. We'll be talking more about that. Be open to AI, rip it open and use it the way you want. There are a lot of stories which you might have studied as a youngster, whether it is in Chandamama or in any of these mythological books. Somebody crossed 7 seas or 7 oceans and reached somewhere. My topic today, without any PowerPoint presentation, I always believe that the power is in the points that we make, not the PowerPoint that we make. There are 7 C's that I am going to touch about in the next 22 minutes or so. What are those 7 C's? It will be starting with the first C, the country, because my topic is about nation building through AI. I need to start with this country, this great land, Bharat, India, whichever way we call it. And for us to understand the greatness of India, I will take you to a foreign author, a great astronomer who wrote a book called The Cosmos, Professor Carl Sagan. If you read this book by Carl Sagan, he glimpses us all through the universe using radio telescope and all other forms of available technology. All those billions of galaxies, billions of stars, there is nothing equivalent to this beautiful place called the Earth. Because he, from his scientific thinking, could not find life anywhere. And that is how he describes in this book. And when we take this beautiful Earth, all of you would know that India ranks 7th in terms of its geographical landmass, about 3.2 million square kilometers. The nearest largest nation, Australia, is double our size. Siberia is about 4 times bigger than India, but do you know the population of Siberia? It is less than 40 million. This great nation of ours, on a small landmass of 3.2 million square kilometers, supports life, supports a population of 1.4 billion. Can we just give a big round of applause to this great nation? There is no point in being a Siberia or a Sahara or a Canadian desert. There is proud to be Indian because this is where life is. If it is not life, it would have become one of the other icy planets. And this great nation lost a bit of its traction for about 1,000 years. Somewhere starting late after Rajendra Chola, who ruled from this place, somewhere from 1152 AD onwards, we successively lost our thinking power, our fighting power, our economic power due to various invasions that were happening all through until 1947. And we seem to be on a hockey stick. We seem to be bouncing back from that. And it is my earnest desire that we are lost 1,000 years. Is it not our responsibility? Is it not our desire to make this nation strong for 1,000 years? Economically, value-wise, spiritually, thinking-wise, in any other form. Because there is no point in making an economic strength if you are militarily weak, somebody will come and loot it from you. There is no point in being militarily strong if there are millions of people who are searching for their next meal. It is also my earnest vision, desire, that the Garib Rekha or the poverty line goes south of equator, India lying in the north. Towards that, may I request all of you to stand for a minute with me, all of you to stand with me. We will take a simple pledge before we go into the topic. All of you are ready? Can you all stand up? Everybody? The vote that we are going to take is very simple, very, very simple. I will say it once, you will repeat it with more force. I love India and I will make it stronger. Let us say, we love India and we will make it stronger. We love India and we will make it stronger. Thank you so much. Please have your seat. I will make you take another pledge at the end. Now there is a little bit of exercise, there is a little bit of freshness. I am not talking continuously. So how are we going to make this great land successful for 1,000 years? I told you there are three things that are closer to me. One is this nation, second is technology, and third is women. Our company's two important goals. I am the founder, I have a co-founder. Two things that are important. One is technology, second is nation through youth, and third is women. We believe strongly in building India through youth. And we believe strongly that by empowering women, like all of you, we never know, the next Indira Gandhi could be seated here silently somewhere, right? The college name is Indira Gandhi Institution. There could be a powerful leader sitting right out there. And I can maybe proudly tell my grandchild, I went to this college, this girl was sitting there and she is such a great leader. Fantastic. Fundamentally, this country has been inquisitive. It is not that Newton saw an apple falling down and he thought about whatever is troubling you as the laws of gravity. This nation, if you go through any of this ancient wisdom, has always been inquisitive. There was this young boy called Nachiketas, which comes in Kathopanishad, who was inquisitive. People have always been asking questions. We have never been a blind order taker. It is not that ChatGPT tells me something, I will do it. We will question. We will create 1,000 ChatGPTs out of our natural intelligence. That has been the power of this nation. Second is, everybody who comes out of a college, sooner or later need not be in search of a job for themselves. After working in the corporate for about 34 years, I took the plunge into entrepreneurship to see if I can create few thousand jobs. Because if I am standing in front of students, encouraging them to be entrepreneurial, to create business, to create jobs, have I done something in my life? Because each one of us trying to create jobs for others, imagine the amplitude, imagine the exponential power through which it can grow. If one person creates 100 jobs and if 100,000 people create 100 jobs each, it's about 1 crore of jobs and 4 crore people could benefit. 4 crore people need not search where their food comes from. That is the way I am trying to see. The first C is the country, the second C is contemplation about how to make this nation stronger. Quickly I will move on to the context of AI. Thanks to Professor Balraman sir, who covered most aspects of what is AI, what is not. First of all, it is historical. AI is not a new word. Somewhere in 1956 in Dartmouth, this word AI was coined. It has seen many waves and winters. When I say a winter, it has fallen off after some time. As he rightly pointed out, I was a chess player myself, having competed with Vishwanathan Anand. We were together. He finished first. I finished second to him in his first title. That was 42 years back. So Gary Kasparov was a great idol for me. The kind of chess that Gary Kasparov was playing was fearsome. He was able to hold on and defeat the tenacious Anatoly Karpov after 96 matches. And that Gary Kasparov was defeated by Deep Blue in its second attempt in 1997. As Professor pointed out, fraud detection. I was recently attending a conference. For 10 years, they have set up a massive center. HSBC Bank has set up a massive center in Pune to do fraud detection, anti-money laundering. Nowadays, if you use a credit card in a so-called not so familiar place, I promptly get a call from the bank. It's not that somebody in the bank thought that Satya is using it here. There is a pattern matching. Somebody is sensing this is not usual for Satya to be doing. I get a call. Earlier it was a voice call, now I am getting an automated call. So AI has been there. And take the most recent example. 5 years back, approximately around this time, the world was shivering due to the pandemic. We have all, some of us have heard about pandemic, but none of us had felt it till then, because the last known pandemic was Spanish influenza in the year 1914. It killed a lot of people. It took 5 to 6 years for a vaccine development to happen. And the next pandemic was COVID. Were we going to take 5-6 years? How many people we would have lost? Even though we lost a lot of our colleagues, friends, relatives, youngsters. It did not happen. We are able to have a vaccine in a year, about 18 months' time. And how did this vaccine come about? There was a very strong pattern recognition, molecular biology work, everything that went on world over, so that the pattern of defeating the SARS virus or the COVID virus was found out, and there were multiple vaccines that came out. And world was joking that when it will take 10 years for India to vaccinate its population, proudly this nation vaccinated its people twice. 100 crore people were vaccinated twice in less than 18 months, safeguarding them. Can we just give a big round of applause to ourselves? That is the power of this nation. You joke at us, we will defeat you. So AI has always been there. It's not that it suddenly happened. There have been, if I can give another ancient example, in the Upanishad called Chandogya, there is a young boy who is taught certain philosophies of life by mixing salt and water and asking the water to be tasted at the top, at the middle, and at the bottom. Everywhere it is salty. Similarly, AI has penetrated various aspects of our life, knowingly or unknowingly. If I flip at a mobile phone and if it reveals my face, on seeing my face, it opens out. Or if there is a spam filter. Or if I have bought 10 books in Amazon, the 11th book that I am likely to buy is this. It's all a variation of AI in some shape and form. And as Professor pointed out, it was not November, December 2022 when people woke up to the world of AI. It was the Gen AI, and the way it was commoditized, the way it was reaching many people's hand was maybe different. But AI has always been there, and in its current avatar, is it this generation, is it my CV preparation through ChatGPT and you vetting it through another tool? Is it the way AI is going to go forward? I am not placing a bet on it right now. Generative AI might not have its own uses, but just let me clarify a few things. Artificial intelligence has been there for a while. Machine learning has been one branch of it for a while. Gen AI has taken its recent incarnation and it is trying to do a lot of things. Maybe a few million coders might lose their job. I don't know. That's what certain people want us to believe in. And AGI is being talked about. AGI is artificial general intelligence. Don't mix up these words. Each one has a separate meaning. Be inquisitive about each one of them. The third C that we are talking about is the context of AI, and now let me move on to critical applications of AI. While I thank Professor for various examples that he was giving, 2-3 things. One, in terms of biomedical research. For example, when cancer strikes somebody, invariably 60, 70, 80% of them lose their life. Is there a way to early detect? Is there a way a carcinogen could be identified beforehand? Is there a treatment which is less taxing, less punishing than a chemotherapy? All this a human mind alone cannot go through, sift through billions of patterns and find out. Whereas with an AI kind of a tool, which is amply equipped to go through tons and tons and tons of data and help us arrive at best patterns in a shorter, meaningful span of time, it makes life easier. I don't know about the driving in Thiruchi, but generally driving in Chennai or any other megapolis, metropolis, whatever way you call it, is sometimes fearsome for various reasons. If you think that this is your way, somebody will come bang opposite to you. People will not wear helmets. Suddenly you will find a speed breaker which is like Mount Everest, and then you will descend down. All this people will have to negotiate whether it's a four-wheeler or a two-wheeler. Just imagine a situation if Corporation of Chennai is equipped with a AI built tool at the back which can take photographs, miles and miles of photographs, classify roads into bad, good, ugly or whatever, and identify the most vulnerable points. It's a very feasible thing. Today, the same kind of roads, the same kind of potholes, we need to survive through them for ages, for months, if not years. That is the way we are. There are very many ways. I mean, I understand from a report that by 2026, intelligent traffic management is a multi-billion-dollar subject. If you look around, there are so many ways in which AI can be meaningfully applied rather than generating the the image of a Goda or the image of a Kudurai or whatever. There are so many social problems which could be effectively, inquisitively thought through and analyzed. That is the fourth C that I am talking about, which is the areas, critical areas where AI could be applied. Your intelligent minds could find out many more. Now I move on to the responsible aspect of AI. There are a lot of concerns about AI. The first and foremost, what is that? Everything can be faked easily. My voice can be faked, your photo can be faked, something can be mixed up with something easily. At $8 or something, I was finding there is a factory somewhere in Jharkhand where many of the faking could be done easily. That is a danger part, and you would have seen umpteen number of articles, whether it is, I don't know, Rashmika Mandana or whoever, there was some kind of a faking that happens. Anybody can be hit. It's not that, oh, she only got hit, I'm safe. So that is one danger. Second, the whole way the large learning models pick up their thing, is it the ethical way? Are they picking up the right thing? If they are copyrighted, are they having the rights to use that knowledge the right way? Or is it Sam Altman just trying to make few more billions of dollars? So that is the second aspect. Then this proliferation which happens, this proliferation of fake news and other things which happens can have a devastating effect. And most importantly, I am amazed to know that human brain consumes only 25 watts of power. And I can write a code saying 8 hours. If an AI engine is going to consume tons and tons of power and tons of cooling water to write the same code in, say, 1 hour, 1/8 of my time, is it sustainable towards the future? The CEO of NVIDIA says that there will not be any coder. I was wondering if 1 billion people jump on to GitHub or any of these things with co-pilots, and if everybody starts writing hello world in their own way, what would be the nature of power consumption? Is it sustainable or is it not? I don't have an answer, but I am just curious to know. So there are very many things which fall between the true power and the hype. And it is here where we need to be inquisitive. Sochna padega. In that way we have to think, how far is it true? The other day I was surprised to see a message or a post from Bill Gates who said there will be only 3 professions which will be left untouched by AI. He says coders, according to him, biologists and energy managers. Imagine out of 7.5 billion people on earth, if you leave the coders and biologists and energy managers, if the remaining people are quote unquote not going to have what they were doing till recently for their food, for their living, what are they going to do? Fight with each other? Civil war? I don't know. This is what he said. So it is very important for us to classify, like a machine learning program classifies what is right, what is feasible, what is infeasible. Remember, you might have studied 2 subjects, or maybe you are going to study. One is physics, the other is economics. Each one of them teaches us that there are certain limits which you don't or you can't break. Physics teaches us that the speed of light has its own limit, and that is an upper limit for this entire universe. Economics teaches us beyond the point, certain things will be pulled back by nature. Nature works that way. For millions of years, it has functioned that way. The last 2 years with the advent of Gen AI or anything like that, is it going to change? I am doubtful. Now the last portion, which is the current views. I read 4 views, or I came across 4 different views from 4 different people in the field. One was Professor Saurish Das, who works for the Chennai Mathematical Institute. And a year ago we were in a conference and he humbly said, 20 years back, I said I was working in statistics. But today I am saying that I am working in ML because that is fashionable. People understand it. If you say I am working in statistics, okay, chalta hai yaar, some useless subject. But I am working in AI ML, there is a fashion. It is a tilak which everybody wants to put. He was humbly saying that what I am doing is still the same, but people are calling it by another name. Day before yesterday in Times of India, I came across an article from Atanu Biswas, a professor from the Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. He says this thing, he means all this AML variants, does not know what is true and what is false. And lastly, NRLM, Mr. Narayan Murthy, the founder of Infosys, who led the second wave of IT revolution in India, about a week back he said people are calling everything as AI today. Even a normal payroll program, if it is running with loops and if then else, I can call it as an AI-driven payroll program which will do something. That is the way we want to get into the hype. Let us take both these views and let us see how do we balance them. So that is I am trying to give the best of both worlds. There is always something, the people who want to project this is the way things are going to happen. Let us not be crystal ball gazers. Let us not get into astrology or anything where we are fancying a future. We know that the science has been there, it has been evolving, and it will go the natural way. But most importantly, my conclusion to you, let us think of 3 things. One, the first pledge that you took, which is nation building. Second pledge I will make you take in a minute, which is being inquisitive. And third, look at social problems. Today we were happy to see children sorting out trash and children identifying bad apples, everything in a humble, simple way. That's a lovely way. I mean, can I just give a big round of applause to 15 prototypists, if I may call them that way, who have thought through a problem. They may need to go miles, but they have traveled quite a few distance to reach there. I would like to appreciate their spirit of inquisitiveness and bringing a problem to a solution, to reality. So these 3 are my conclusions. Think about the nation. Let us use AI as a very powerful, useful tool, and let us solve social problems. Still there are millions of people who are doing a human work. With that I conclude, but I would request you to stand up once more. Just stand up all of you and take one more pledge with me, please. Are you ready? Are you ready? We will be inquisitive and we will use AI responsibly. We will be inquisitive and we will use AI responsibly. And one more time and the last time, we will be inquisitive and we will use AI responsibly. Fantastic. Thanks for being with me. It has been my pleasure.